Hi, welcome to myprojectbazaar.com. This video will lead us to the demo of toward optimal feature selection in Naviways for text categorization. Automated feature selection is important for text categorization to reduce the feature size and to speed up the learning process of classifiers. In this paper, we present a novel and efficient feature selection framework based on the information theory, which aims to rank the features with their discriminative capacity for classification. We first revisit two information measures, Kullback-Leibler divergence and Jeffreys divergence for binary hypothesis testing, and analyze their asymptotic properties relating to type 1 and type 2 errors of a Bayesian classifier. We then introduce a new divergence measure called Jeffreys multi-hypothesis divergence to measure multi-distribution divergence for multi-class classification. Based on the JMH divergence, we develop two efficient feature selection methods termed maximum discrimination and MD2 methods for text categorization. The promising results of extensive experiments demonstrate the effectiveness of the proposed approaches. First of all, we have to load the dataset. The dataset is 20 news group dataset. Among the dataset, we have taken some of the data for this process. This is given as an input to the system. First of all, we have to do pre-process. In pre-process, there are two important steps. They are stopwords and stemming. The stopwords and stemming are removed from the dataset. Then only we can get the pure data. Using this data, we can create the vocabulary. The vocabulary contains all the terms, that is words in all the dataset at only once. That is, that words in vocabulary does not have repeated content. That is called as the vocabulary. Then creating the vocabulary, we have to set the class labels. There are 5 class labels or 4 class labels. According to our data set, we have to set the class labels for our data. Then we have to calculate the probability that each word or term is calculated for the probability in the documents based on the classes, and then calculate the divergence for the words in all the documents, and also calculate the JMH calculation. In JMH calculation, the probability is the basis. Using this JMH calculation, the maximum JMH algorithm is calculated. In that algorithm, we have KL divergence and the JMH divergence is included. The KL divergence having the input as the probability, and then it will give the output. The JMH divergence is calculated by using the KL divergence, and then finally we get the values, that is called as the scores. Then we have to sort the scores based on the descending order. Let us see the demo of toward optimal feature selection in Naviways for text categorization. We have to run from homepage.java. Right click the homepage.java and select run file option. Then this homepage will show. Now we have to click this image. It will get you to another page. Here we have to select the dataset. We have a folder called dataset. It contains the dataset. So we have to select the folder, and then these are the contents that present inside the dataset. Then we have to press next. We have to click stopwords and stemming button. Here the stopwords and stemming are done by using the POS tagger. Here the Important words are retrieved from the data set, and then press next. Here we have to create the vocabulary. In vocabulary we only have the contents that are not repeated. Using this vocabulary we can do all the process. Then press class labels. Here we are having the 6 class labels: atheism, electronics, graphics, hockey and motorcycles. Based on these contents, based on these class labels, the data set is present, and then click next. First of all we have to find the Laplace smoothing. Press probability class 1. Here the probability is calculated for the words based on the class 1, and then press probability class 2. Here the probability is calculated for the words based on the class 2. Now click probability class 3. Here we have to calculate the probability of words based on the class 3. Likewise we are calculating the probability of words for class 4 and 5. Now press next. Now we are applying the Kullback labeler divergence. First of all press divergence class 1. Here the divergence is calculated for the words in class 1, and then for calculate the divergence for words in class 2. Then find out the divergence for words in class 3, and then find out the divergence for words in class 4 and 5. Then click next. Here we are calculating the Jeffreys multi-hypothesis divergence, that is shortly called as JMH. This JMH is calculated for the class 1, and then JMH is calculated for class 2. JMH is calculated for class 3. Then the JMH is calculated for class 4, and then the JMH is calculated for class 5. It have the single value because it is calculated for the whole class. Then click next. Here we are using the algorithm called maximum JMH divergence for n-class classification. So press execute algorithm. Now the algorithm is executed. It contains the KL divergence and also JMH divergence. Using this we are calculating these scores. Now based on these scores we are sorting the data. This is the features that we get based on the scores.